There's a specific moment every high performer knows. The stakes climb, the room tightens, and you feel your composure start to slip. And you tell yourself it's happening right now, in this moment, because the pressure is just that heavy. But that's not where it started. Whether you crack under pressure this afternoon was mostly decided this morning, in the first 30 minutes after you opened your eyes. Not by your talent, not by your willpower in the hard moment, by the state you built before the day even asked anything of you. Most people wake up and immediately hand that window away, to a screen, to other people's demands, to a wave of low-grade panic they never chose. And then they wonder why they feel behind by 9 a.m. The first 30 minutes are not a warm-up. They are where your capacity for pressure is set. Here's the failure mode almost everyone runs. The alarm goes off, and before your body is even upright, your hand is on your phone. Email, news, messages, notifications stacked like unpaid bills. In the space of 90 seconds, your brain absorbs a dozen unfinished problems, none of which you can solve lying down. Your nervous system doesn't know these are just pixels. It reads threat, and it responds the only way it knows: cortisol up, heart rate up, attention scattered. You have now spiked your stress response before you've made a single meaningful decision. The problem isn't the information itself, it's the order. The first input of the day becomes the reference point your brain calibrates against. Flood it with urgency and noise, and you've quietly set your threshold for the entire day. Small problems now feel large because your baseline is already elevated. Marcus Aurelius wrote that we suffer more in imagination than in reality, and there is no faster way to feed that imagination than to pour the whole world's chaos into a mind that hasn't fully woken up yet. Protect the first input. What you let in first, you carry all day. Composure is not a thought. It's a physiological state. You cannot reason your way into calm if your body is already in alarm. The wiring runs the other direction. This is why the strongest first move isn't planning your day or reviewing your goals. It's regulating your nervous system before you ask it to do anything hard. It doesn't require an hour. 2 or 3 minutes of slow breathing, where the exhale is longer than the inhale, signals your body that there is no emergency. Cold water on the face, standing up straight, and letting the light hit your eyes. Movement. Even a short walk, that tells your body it is safe and awake. Navy SEALs use box breathing under live fire for exactly this reason. When you can't control the situation, you control your physiology first and clarity follows. Seneca observed that the mind that is anxious about the future is miserable, and a body stuck in alarm will manufacture that anxiety on its own. No real threat required. So before the mind gets the wheel, settle the body. A regulated body gives you a mind you can actually use. Pressure is a demand for discipline you didn't get to schedule. It arrives on its own terms. So the question is whether your discipline shows up when it's inconvenient. And that's a muscle you either trained this morning or you didn't. This is why high performers build one voluntary hard thing into the opening of the day. Not because the task matters that much on its own, but because of what it proves before anyone is watching. Making the bed, the cold shower you'd rather skip, the workout, the difficult conversation you've been avoiding, the hardest task first instead of last. Each one is a small rep in staying steady while your own resistance argues against it. Epictetus said that no great thing is created suddenly. Capacity is built through repetition, in conditions you chose, so that it's available in conditions you didn't. When you do one hard thing on purpose before 8 a.m., you send yourself a message the rest of the day can't argue with: I followed through even when I don't feel like it. Then the afternoon's pressure meets someone who's already proven, that day, that discomfort doesn't get a vote. There's one more thing the first 30 minutes do, and it's the one most people miss. They set your identity for the day. If you start reactive, grabbing the phone, rushing, apologizing to yourself for being behind, you've cast yourself as someone the day happens to. And under pressure, You'll play that role. You'll wait to see how you feel, then act from the feeling. High performers reverse it. They decide who they are before the day gets a chance to tell them. A single clear intention. Today, I stay measured when it gets loud. Today, I respond, I don't react. It sounds small. It isn't. Because when the hard moment finally comes, you're not building composure from scratch under load. You're returning to a decision you already made when you were calm. The Stoics called this the ruling faculty, the part of you that chooses your response no matter what lands on you. You can't strengthen it mid-crisis. You strengthen it at sunrise, on a quiet morning, when nothing is on the line. That's the only time it's actually free to build. So the next time you feel yourself starting to crack, the deadline, the confrontation, the decision with real weight, understand that the moment isn't really testing your talent. It's collecting on a bill you set this morning. You don't rise to the level of the pressure. You fall to the level of the state you built before the pressure arrived. And that state is not luck, and it's not personality. It's the first input you allowed in. It's whether you regulated your body before you asked it to perform. It's the one hard thing you did on purpose. It's the decision you made about who you are while it was still quiet. None of it takes an hour. It takes attention. In the 30 minutes almost everyone throws away. Guard that window. Build it on purpose. Because the day is going to test you. And by the time it does, the answer is already written. Make sure you're the one who wrote it.